Hi, welcome to my Epic 110 walkthrough video. My name is Dennis Porch, and as you can see, this is for COM 120 Interpersonal Communication. That's the course that I used for Epic 110. So, my goals for this course were to streamline my announcements because they had gotten kind of big and overblown and very dense. And I realized that dense announcements, big, long announcements, are ones that students would not typically even want to read all the way through. So, I tried to shorten those up. I also wanted to add some more personal engagement with my students. So, I took an excerpt from a lecture that applied to an assignment that I used, and I uploaded that or a link to that lecture. And then I wanted to take some of the assignments that I had at the end of the semester that did not have rubrics associated with them and create some rubrics for them to create clarity for them. I've always had rubrics for my larger paper assignments, but I wanted to have some for these assignments also. So just sort of adding on to what I've done. I've always sort of liked the way my class worked, but I wanted it to be even better. So let's take a look at that. To do that, I'm going to stop sharing in this screen and I'm going to start sharing my other screen here. All right. And let's give myself, ooh, I don't like that one. Let's do the side by side. There we go. All right. So we come into my getting started and it's, same old typical thing. We've got my previous type of engagement that I would use, which is a welcome video. At the beginning of the semester, I always record a new video saying hi and giving a walkthrough tour of my online environments. But let's jump into the lessons folder, and then we can see some of the other work that I've done. Oh, scratch that. Announcements. That's the first thing that I did. So when you look at the announcements, you see that in the beginning, I still have some relatively dense ones. These are my welcome to the course, and they've got all the types of things that we need for Epic, but also just big announcement type things for the beginning of the semester. So important housekeeping type things. But after this, I really wanted to minimize it and keep them more brief. And typically, I wanted to keep it 4 bullet points or less, as we can see here. And I kept them relatively brief in all of these, um, adding a few things. Like this is a link to a survey that I ask if they need any assistance with food insecurity or housing insecurity or mental health, and that way I can coordinate them with the correct office on campus. And this one is kind of long because it connects to a major assignment that we have where I also give some personal experiences that I've had that connects with those assignments. So any of that engagement material I wanted to keep in here, but the sort of just announcements and housekeeping things, I wanted to keep that more brief. And as we see here, it's typically 4 or 5 bullet points. Keep it really brief as we get towards the end of the semester, not as many things to go over. Really big because students always have a hard time finding the course evaluation. So I really want to make it very simple for them to find those. Um, so anyways, that's how I sort of streamlined my announcements. You can't see what they used to be. They used to be longer and larger, but I did simplify them some. So now let's go into lessons. And let's go look at lesson 8, and we can see how I set up my lessons. If it's 2 weeks like this one, I sort of tell them what I'd like them to do in week 1 and week 2. And then we get the types of things. This was a challenge for me. This isn't part of Epic 110. I did this earlier in the year, but my summary videos that I have that align with the course lecture notes, they don't have when you put a link in, it doesn't allow you to have a big image like a YouTube video would. And so what I had to do is pull a screenshot from the video and then embed it into the text description and then apply a web link to the screenshot so students can click on the image to take them to the video. That I think is helpful just for more visual engagement. And here we see what I have previously had, a very, very brief 2 or 3 minute video that gives a summary of apologies, but it's not me. And so I wanted to bring in some of my own personal lecture, and that's what we have here. I was able to give this apology lecture as part of a teaching presentation that I did earlier in the year. So I took an excerpt from that video and edited it down. And even then, it was still too large for Blackboard's 100 meg file cap. So what I did is I made a link to the OneDrive access, and then I did the same thing where I took a screenshot and made a link for the screenshot. So you can find that video here. All right, moving from that, we'll go back into lessons and we'll come down to lesson 9, which is where the first of those rubrics was applied. And again, you see I've got it broken into 2 weeks. So I say these are all things to do for each week. And we come down, and this is a video that goes along with this assignment. And then here's the relationship assignment that connects to the 5 love languages that I had not had a rubric for before. And so now you click in and you have view rubric, which brings up, oh, you can't see it because I'm not sharing that window. Sorry. Well, trust me, it's here. I guess I can unshare and share. Let's see, stop sharing, share, new window. Oh boy, we got too many windows open. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. All right, so now you can see the rubric that I created, the simple one, the 3 sections of the assignment: identify your love language, have a reflection on if you connect with that, and then how have you applied this to your life. So very, very simple. All right. So that's what I did. I'm already hitting 7 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I know I'm supposed to end with a bit of a reflection. You know, moving into this, if I was going to recommend any suggestions for people taking COM 110, I would say think about what you have and what you can do to make that better. Don't reinvent the wheel unless you've got enough time, but we're all quite busy. So I wouldn't suggest to try and totally redo your whole course. Just find a few things that you want to improve and iterate on them. That's what I've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years that I've been teaching online. As I started with one version of the course, and every semester I iterate to make it just a little bit better and utilize the knowledge of your instructional designers to help you do that. All right. Thank you so very much and have a great day.